about a front flip is that it's easy to initiate the rotation, but it's so hard to slow it down in time for landing. You see him coming off of this drop. Way more difficult to front flip a drop than a jump. And see, he's just a little bit over-rotating, and all that forward momentum, it's hard to slow it, and his hand falls off the handlebars. The next thing to hit is his body.
So Tom goes down hard. It looks like he's going to be okay. Good thing he's rocking the full face helmet. You see he's cracked the visor. His first run score will be a 33.
Tom Van Steenbergen has the world record for longest front flip, so he knew he had that in his bag, and he's not afraid. It's a blessing and a curse having that trick, because if you land it's worth great points, but it's so easy to crash.
This is Greg Watts, a champion in 2009, and the 28-year-old is back for more. Cam, I guess the big question is, as Watts gets ready to roll off, how much has this competition course changed since he won the whole thing?
It's true. The progression curve of this sport has just gone up so steeply in the last 6 years since he won, so it's tough to be able to stay on top of this sport. Does he have what it takes to do it again? We're about to find out. He starts off with a 360 off the start, dropping a Superman C grab, getting good variety so far on this course. 360 suicide no-hander on that step up. That's a Greg Watts original. He's got a lot of creative tricks you don't see other guys doing. A lot of those upside down suicide tricks, spinning suicide tricks where you have to utilize that front brake. One of the only guys out there who uses the front brake still.
So this is a two-run format. We keep your best score. Do you think he's going to lay down something maybe a little more conservative and go for it on run two?
Well, everybody calls him the PlayStation. He is so precise. He packs so many different tricks into a run that you won't see from other guys. So I think this is strategy right now. We're seeing the combos like that 360 X up off that drop. So he's filling in a trick on every feature and doing it with variety.
Here it is, the final feature of his run.
All right, he's got a bar spin into the whale tail and a backflip, getting a smooth run in the bag for Greg Watts.
So Watts is clean from start to finish. The man that won this competition back in 2009, looking pretty good on run number one. Maybe not a lot of sizzle here, Cam, but it was a solid run.
Well, a guy who's done it before, he's won this contest. It's the biggest stage in the entire sport, so he knows the strategy. With that two-run format, you know you kind of got to make sure you get to the bottom. There's no better feeling than making it into that finished crowd, and then he can really put on the sauce in the second run.
All right, so the Californian checks in with a 68.60 and still one more run to go. While we have a break, let's check in with a legend of the sport, Darren Bearcloth, for our course preview.
All right, my name's Darren Bearcloth. I'm here with Justin Dustin, to the Red Bull Joyride course builders, and we're going to give you a GoPro course preview of the 2015 Red Bull Joyride course. Check it out. All right, here it is, Red Bull Joyride course. Starting on the first roll-in, this is where it all begins. Nice mellow start. Slide the pedal off the first ramp, onto the up box. Nice little boost into the first jump. Yeah, lots of tricks to be thrown down here. Into the whale fin jump, into the first jump, into the second jump. Here it is. Lots of jumps being thrown down on this first and second. Coming in the berm, off the cannon log. This little boost. Coming into the first hip. Nice. Going into the cabin. Got a good little step up here. Lots of tricks on and off. Off the cabin. Into the snail berm, coming around into the final feature, the last step up, into the whale tail. Ooh, last feature, right into the village. Stoked.
Our next rider is the Frenchman, Thomas Lemoyne. And Louis Revolt, a fellow French rider, just 22 years of age, dropped in on his first run of two. And I don't know what it is, Cam, but the French are bringing so many talented riders over.
Yeah, no shortage of talent out in France. There's also a Crankworks event out there. You see those guys really shine on their hometown course. They come in Whistler, and you know they're swinging. Look at Revolt here with the opposite 360 up onto the cabin. That's where stuff got a little bit fishy for him. He put a foot down. You know, with how high the riding level is right now, those judges are really critical if you take a foot off.
46.20 for Louis Revolt, so he'll look to his second run to improve as we go back to the top of this beautiful course. There is Lemoyne, just 18 years of age from Marseille, France. It seems like he's been around the sport a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I can't believe he's actually still so young. He's a very accomplished rider, really well-rounded. You'll see him out in Crankworks riding the pump track, a bunch of different other events, but this is his main show right here, the slopes out, and he's looking to make his mark.
So the score to beat is a 68.60. We're in the first round of two. now dropping in.
Tomas Lemoyne starting out with a 360 off the start tower, straight into a 360 table, adding in that style points, laying the bike flat while rotating a 360. A backflip, tail whip, dropping 1 foot, but still carrying that speed into the 4-pack section with a bar spin out of the wall ride.
And Cam, the conditions look perfect. Tina Dixon talked about the rain that they've received earlier. That's got to be great for traction and improvement for the riders.
Too wet is not great, but too dry is also pretty difficult as well. So you have a nice happy medium right now. The riders are loving the course. You can see Tomas Lemoyne with that tuck no-hander to bar spin on the cannon, doing a difficult combination trick on a difficult obstacle. Definitely what the judges are looking for. Ooh, a cannonball going up on top of the cabin. A 360 X-up. X-upping that difficult turnaround feature there. You see it's a full 270-degree berm. Tuck no-hander into the whale tail. And a 360 bar spin down. Super solid run for Tomas Lemoyne.
So the Frenchman from start to finish, very solid as the nearly 25,000 fans here at Whistler look on. Let's go back and look at some of the highlights of this run because there were plenty. He made use of every single feature.
Well, for me, Todd, it was all about the variety in this run. And the execution right here, the backflip tail up. This is the one spot where he had a little bit of a falter in that execution with a foot coming off, but everything else was right on point. A 360 tuck no-hander, starting out that 4-pack. This is where you put the punctuation mark on your run here, the final feature. You want to end with an exclamation point, and doing a 360 variation like that 360 bar spin is the way to do it.
And the score coming down for Lemoyne, it is going to be a good one, an 81.20. So Tomas Lemoyne of France goes into the lead, surpassing the mark to beat by Watts, which was a 68.60, and we have ourselves a new leader.
That's got to feel good. Being such a young guy out here in front of all these people, posting the top score so far, it's going to be hard to defend that with all these riders we've got coming up, but let's see what happens.
So great first run for Tomas, something we haven't seen a lot of, and that is unnatural direction spins. And Cam, you had a chance earlier in the week to wander around Whistler Village and show the average people just how challenging these opposite tricks can be.
So here we are, middle of Whistler Village, in the middle of the week during the Crankworks Festival. All these people, they're all gonna migrate up to the Boneyard Slopestyle. The course is full of features this year, and to put together a run that's balanced, the riders are doing a lot of opposite tricks. So we're gonna cruise around the village right now, talk to people, and explain to them in some creative ways why